Hello, OTC traders. This is Victor from the Penny Stalker channel. And before we get into any details of any lists, I would like to say that today was a very red day on the market, and so everything was pretty much down as far as OTC is concerned. And so I just wanted to go over a couple of like a mindset kind of thing. And so today also on a related note, NASA landed its rover on Mars. So it called to mind the name of the rover, and it's called Perseverance. All right, so it says here, Perseverance rover has successfully landed on Red Planet. And then over here at the bottom it says, Perseverance landing live. Mars rover to face 7 minutes of terror before landing. Okay, so it landed fine, and the name of it is Perseverance. All right, and I want you to take a look at my. I took a screenshot from my Twitter account, and there's a sentence. It says, "Persistence is the key to success." Right. So perseverance and persistence, and that's what we need to do on a market and on days like this. That we have to look at the overall picture of things and not of the details of day by day. Okay, and in the overall scheme of things, we are making progress. We are going forward. Okay, just because 1 or 2 days we have a setback, it doesn't mean that we're gonna like pack our bags and just like move somewhere else. No, this is a game of persistence, and it's a game of patience also. All right, so we must just hold tight and continue forcing our way through so that we can make things, our dreams, a reality. Okay, remember that you go where your mind takes you, right? And you have to dare to dream and concentrate on your dreams and work on them to make them a reality. All right, so on a day like this, on a red day on the market, people might be down or something. And I thought of a guy that I read a couple of his books, and I have watched many of his videos on YouTube. He's a motivational speaker. His name is Brian Tracy, and we're looking at one of his books, $1 Million Habits. I did not read this book. I just picture one of his books so that you can have an idea of the things that he does. And in one of his books or in one of his talks, he mentions the law of probability. And Brian Tracy is a person, he was a salesman, but he wasn't such a good salesman. And you know, he's still alive, by the way. And but there were other salesmen where he worked that were very good. And he started studying them and asking them questions and writing down their answers, and then figuring out that they had a method, and that if he copied that method, he could be successful just like they were. And he did. He learned all those things from them, and he went on to do many things. He wrote many books. He has accomplished many things. That guy is very smart and very precise. He doesn't mess around. He doesn't waste time, and he's very practical. So anyway, in one of his talks, or one of his books, he talks about the law of probability. And once I heard him talking about that, it struck me as very interesting, and I have kept it in mind. And I want to share it with you guys. So what he says is that the law of probability. Imagine if you're a salesman, right? And imagine your target rate, let's say, is I don't know, let's say it's 10%. So in other words, when you make 100 calls or when you knock on 100 doors, 10 people out of those 100 are going to say, yes, I will purchase your product, or I will take your services, or whatever, right? So his success rate is 10%, this salesman that we are using in this example. So then he goes and knocks on a door, right? Let's start, so he starts from 0 and the success rate is 10%. So he goes to door number 1 and he knocks on the door. And they open the door and they say, we don't want your services. So then the salesman, instead of being upset, he says, he turns his smile and he says, great, thank you very much. And he goes running to the next door and he knocks on the door. And then they open and say, we don't want your services. So then he gets even happier and he goes running to the other door, right? And then he knocks on the door, right? And then they say no, right? So he gets even happier. So then they ask him, where, how come you're getting, they tell you no and you're getting happier? And he says, well, because that means every time they tell me no, I'm getting closer to a yes. And that's how it goes. Every time they tell him no, he's getting closer to a yes. Finally, imagine if let's say 80 people already said no, right? And remember, his success rate is 10%. So 80 people say no, then he knows out of those 20 doors that he's got left to knock, half of them are going to say yes, because his success rate is 10%. And that's the law of probability. So, and why am I talking about this right now? Because what we're doing is working with the law of probability. And how am I translating it? Is that every time we are there betting on these trading ticker symbols, which are trending upwards, right? It's not just any garbage that we're dealing with over here. These are companies that have products, they have new technologies, they have many things that are coming up. So every time we're taking part of this, it's like we're knocking on a door. And every time we keep on doing, we might make a mistake here and there. But the fact that we keep knocking and knocking and knocking, that's persistence. That means we want to create a success rate that is greater than our failure rate. Okay? And that's what's going to happen. Okay? We're trying to learn from our mistakes, and we're getting closer to hitting those big numbers that we want. But we got to remain constant. We cannot lose hope and give up. Okay? That's very important. Okay, so what I did is, this is a watch list that I have on my phone, one of them. And I wanted to share it with you guys so that you can have an idea of how red the market was. And even though it was red, there's still some bargains to be had. And for instance, AFPW is 29%, SRMX is 29%. What else we got? Bani is didn't lose much. HCMC is 7% down. INDD is 35% off. And I don't think I think INDD is going to recuperate. There's no reason why it's just going to sink like that. So there are some bargains over there. Azov Energy is 22% off. Why will Azov sink? That's not going to just happen. It will rebound. So I think it's very important that we remain constant there and not lose hope. There's a lot of bargains over there. GTech, GTEH is at 18% off. BMXC is 17% off. So there is some good things over there that we just gotta keep our eyes on it. All right. So guys, I got some ticker symbols here that I thought are on sale, and just take a look at it. And I think that those will be good to go tomorrow. All right. Safe tradings, and thank you for watching.